These words of Jesus about joy are from the Last Supper. So that's quite amazing, being that the Lord knew very soon he would suffer much pain and suffering. But he's obedient to his Heavenly Father to give his life freely out of love for the salvation of the world. So we must be joyful. Jesus says to his friends at the Last Supper to be joyful. When you share in my love, when you are following my commandments, you are truly joyful. So if we look at the calendar of saints, I'm sure that somehow or other we would find that just about each and every one would be a joyful saint. Saint Jerome was, we are told, had a bad temper, so we'll skip over him. But down in the 1840s, there was a priest here in Pittsburgh, a Redemptorist, Father Francis Xavier Seelos. He spent 9 years in Pittsburgh at St. Philomena Parish. So if we look back all those years, it was not an easy way of life. The roads were not paved. He had to go on horseback to visit his parish members. And then he would go up to Glenshaw to St. Mary's for Mass and Wexford at St. Alphonsus for Mass. He died at age 48. After his time in Pittsburgh, he was transferred to New Orleans. And unfortunately, right after the Civil War, there was yellow fever. He was tending to the sick, and he himself contracted the disease. But people say he was a joyful priest all the time. No matter what the problem was, he was filled with joy. An example from our time would be Mother Teresa of Calcutta. Many of the photos of her show a smile, but she too was going through difficult times, invisible to us. But she was doing God's will, and because of that, she was joyful. In 1950, she received permission to begin her group called the Missionaries of Charity. At the beginning, she had 13 members. By the year 2000, she had 4,000 members working in 123 countries to serve the poorest of the poor. Now, if you sat me down and said, start writing names of countries, I don't know if I could get to 50, but she started convents in 123 countries. She set up hospices and homes for people with AIDS, leprosy, tuberculosis. She set up soup kitchens. She set up orphanages and schools. She took care of those with leprosy, Hansen's disease. And it was not easy because at the beginning, governments were rather taken aback by her activities, and permissions were not easy to get. So Jesus says to us, to his friends, be joyful, share in my joy, share in my life. Be obedient, follow my commandments, and my joy will be your joy.